How do you get over the fear of asking for money for the value you offer?
Oh, good one.
It's very common for a lot of professionals to work in organizations where they get paid an hourly rate. So to go from an hourly rate into an entrepreneur role where they're selling themselves, or a consultant role where they're selling themselves, suddenly they have to do all the technical stuff, but they also have to sell themselves. So it's like a new skill set. Selling yourself is a skill set. It is something you can learn and something you can master. With coaching, therapy, painting, artists, lawyers, etc., you have a bunch of skills required to do the job, and you want to be able to do the job well. But you also have a bunch of skills around the business. And as an employee, you focus on your skills. But if you're an entrepreneur or a consultant or you're working for yourself, you also have to do this whole business side of the house, selling yourself, pricing yourself, marketing yourself. So you've got two different skill sets to pick up. Lots of coaches kind of fail because they're weak in one or both categories. And it does. It genuinely takes time to get good at both. If you want to ask more, there's a few exercises for that. Might just share one or two. One I had in my first ICF training way back 12 or so years ago, you would stand up against a wall. I am $200 per hour. Okay, I can say that comfortably. I am $200 per hour. Great, I can say that comfortably. I am $300 per hour. I am $400 per hour. I can feel it there. I'm $300 an hour. Yep, piece of cake, piece of cake. I am $400 an hour. I don't know, can anyone hear the difference? I am $300 an hour. I am $3,000 an hour. The sound is a little bit out because my voice gets a little bit shaky. Yeah. So my voice gets a bit shaky at the 400 mark, but I can do it at the 300 mark. So if I was to say to my customer or a potential customer, I'm $400, they're going to be like, that didn't sound right. Even if consciously they don't get it, unconsciously they'll get it. Yeah. So unconsciously they'll be right. Something doesn't line up. So you'd put your back up against the wall and you would say it until you're comfortable with it. And you would realize that if your limit is $300 an hour and you can't, $400 an hour. One thing you can do is you can keep practicing that. You can say it out louder. You can go up to a building, you can shout it. You can write it out a lot of times, but you want to work on your belief then to get your value up to $400 per hour. Now, if I was going to say, I'm going to call the doctor, right? If I'm going to coach a doctor in the room, right? If I help her make an extra $1 million profit per year, does it make a bloody difference if it's $200 or $400 per hour? No, right? Now, if I was helping my friend Melissa, get a job, if I was helping Melissa get a job, Melissa's been unemployed for 3 months. For Melissa, $200 or $400 would make a big difference, right? But some people will say that it's not important what we think. It's all about the customer. A lot of customers, if you tell them, $100 per hour, they'll think you're cheap. So it's important that we get our value up high and our value right and our value fair. And then if you do deliver whatever price, I want to make sure you actually deliver. This is one of my favorite topics, so it's actually quite hard to limit it, to present it in this time frame. And it's one of my favorite topics because I know it doesn't take much to increase people's financial well-being. And just a little tweak and it's up a little bit. But if you want to get it up, there's a few more tweaks required, but it doesn't take much. It doesn't take much for people to unblock a little bit in this financial area. It's one of my favorite topics. I was at a Tony Robbins concert, and we call them concerts. So it was at a Tony Robbins concert, and Tony Robbins asked, who in the room, sorry, everyone close your eyes, everybody close your eyes now. If you have worried about money in the last week, I want you to raise your hand. So everyone's got their eyes closed. Everyone kind of raise their hands and now open your eyes and look around, and you see just about every single person in the audience of like 5,000 people have their hands up. Just about everyone in the world worries about money. It doesn't matter if you have a little bit or a lot, not enough. Just about everyone has worries about it. And then there's a lot of people that deny it, but still do. So it's you guys that are open and honest to admit, yeah, I want to improve my financial situation. Yep, I'll do something about it that I love. Hey, we've got Miss Dr. Stephanie here too. Lovely to see you. Estrelita made it. Thank you, Estrelita. Yeah. We'll start in a few minutes because I know a few more people will come in. But congratulations, Harry. Congratulations, Ray. You have your camera on. If there's one question you like to ask about making money or wealth creation, what could it be? And Ray, congratulations on the fighting on the weekend.
I got one. How to make money in the flow state without pushing. Pulling the money in, not pushing to achieve something.
How to make money in the flow state. Funny you mentioned that, Harold. This TV has a track called Flow. This is a flow track on YouTube. And while I was working on this presentation today, I got a little bit stuck. There's a lot I want to put in, small amount of time, and I don't want it to be like, So I got my flow playing, you can hear the flow, but when I was getting stuck, what do most people do when they get stuck? What do you do when you get stuck? If you're making a big presentation, you get stuck, what do? Anyone go to the fridge?
Don't do anything. Don't do anything. Just
do some of these. Yeah. Stress out.
There's a good Aussie saying, shit bricks.
Shit bricks. Go to the fridge, get some food, make another coffee. So I just step to the side, get my little juggling balls. And then I juggle for a while, which gets me back in a high performance state. And I don't do it for 30 seconds. I'll do it until it's getting my whole body in a flow state. See, you can be happy and go, smile, or sad. But if you actually do that physical thing, it takes maybe a minute for all the chemicals to catch up. So if you're losing the flow state, just picking these up probably isn't enough. But juggling for, 2-3 minutes is enough to get all the chemicals going. Now, you don't have to necessarily juggle, but what Harold has asked is a really good question. How do you keep yourself in the flow state or get back into the flow state quicker? And coming up on one of our slides, I mentioned one of the most important things for making financial success or business success is getting in high quality states. You get in high quality flow states where you're able to flow, or like a rock climber climbing up a wall. High quality flow states, high quality output, higher quality results. And when we go, we're also going to answer Dr. Stephanie's question. How do you get over the fear of asking for money for the value you offer?
Oh, good one.
Wonderful. Well, just quickly then, Jay or someone else, how do you guys get over that? Or how do you increase the amount of money you sell?
I'll just say that's my biggest. Stephanie just asked the question that I was saving, because I'll give a circumstance later if you want, because it's recurring for me, but it's actually like come back in a big way due to an event that happened. And I can see there's a strategy needed for myself to be able to overcome this. So great question. Thank you for asking it for me, Stephanie.
And guys, I'd like to draw your attention, please. I'd like to draw your attention to the way Jay answered that. Jay said there could be, or he basically shared that there's a story, but he's not going to share the story. He's going to share the result he wants, or that he resonates with that. If Jay was to share a great story, it might be relevant to everyone here, or it might not. But if we have long stories going on today, we won't be able to get through enough. So if you have a long story, try not to share or get into long stories today. We want to stay focused on the results we want. Those long stories, there's probably some value in that. But for today, what we want to do is, okay, we've got a story, yeah, what do you want? So now what do we want is, how do we get comfortable asking for more? Or how do we get comfortable asking for what we're worth? And that's a real challenge. We're going to focus a little bit on coaches, just a little bit. However, when I talk later on about coaches, it applies to coaches, consultants, therapists, entrepreneurs, the whole suite of things. I'm just going to use that as an example. It's very common for a lot of professionals to work in organizations where they get paid an hourly rate. So to go from an hourly rate into a entrepreneur role where they're selling themselves, or a consultant role where they're selling themselves, suddenly they have to do all the technical stuff, but they also have to sell themselves. So it's like a new skill set. Selling yourself is a skill set. It is something you can learn and something you can master. With coaching, therapy, painting, artists, lawyers, etc., you have a bunch of skills required to do the job, and you want to be able to do the job well. But you also have a bunch of skills around the business. And as an employee, you focus on your skills. But if you're an entrepreneur or a consultant, or you're working for yourself, you also have to do this whole business side of the house, selling yourself, pricing yourself, marketing yourself. So you've got two different skill sets to pick up. Lots of coaches kind of fail because they're weak in one or both categories. And it does. It genuinely takes time to get good at both. If you want to ask more, there's a few exercises for that. Might just share one or two. One I had in my first ICF training way back 12 or so years ago, you would stand up against a wall. I am $200 per hour. Okay, I can say that comfortably. I am $200 per hour. Great, I can say that comfortably. I am $300 per hour. I am $400 per hour. I can feel it there. I'm $300 an hour. Yep, piece of cake, piece of cake. I am $400 an hour. I don't know. Can anyone hear the difference? I am $300 an hour. I am $3,000 an hour. The sound is a little bit out because my voice gets a little bit shaky. Yeah. So my voice gets a bit shaky at the 400 mark, but I can do it at the 300 mark. So if I was to say to my customer or a potential customer, I'm $400, they're going to be like, that didn't sound right. Even if consciously they don't get it, unconsciously they'll get it. Yeah. So unconsciously they'll be right. Something doesn't line up. So you'd put your back up against the wall and you would say it until you're comfortable with it. And you would realize that if your limit is $300 an hour and you can't, $400 an hour. One thing you can do is you can keep practicing that. You can say it out louder. You can go up to a building, you can shout it. You can write it out a lot of times, but you want to work on your belief then to get your value up to $400 per hour. Now, if I was going to say, I'm going to call the doctor, right? If I'm going to coach a doctor in the room, right? If I help her make an extra $1 million profit per year, does it make a bloody difference if it's $200 or $400 per hour? No, right? Now, if I was helping my friend Melissa, get a job, if I was helping Melissa get a job, Melissa's been unemployed for 3 months. For Melissa, $200 or $400 would make a big difference, right? But some people will say that it's not important what we think. It's all about the customer. A lot of customers, if you tell them, oh, $100 per hour, they'll think you're cheap. So it's important that we get our value up high and our value right and our value fair. And then if you do deliver whatever price, I want to make sure you actually deliver. But now let's crack into this. And I think we might jump back into that question. For those that have your camera on, congratulations. Studies by my sister has shown that people that turn their camera on get more of a result from these sessions. They're completely free. It just means if your camera is on, I can see you. I can see if I'm talking too fast. I can see if you're getting it. And if all the faces suddenly go, I know I've said something wrong. So thanks for those that have the cameras on, but if you don't, that's cool too. I also, remember I said, please don't share any content. Let's focus on results. Everyone is on mute. Thank you. If you want to speak, just turn your camera off mute. Sorry, just turn the mute button off and I might see it. If you want to interrupt, you can. I might not necessarily answer your question, but I will ask a lot of questions as we go. You can write questions in the chat and yeah, you can interrupt. We have 1 hour and 15 minutes. You know, the topic we're doing today, it's all about unlocking your abundance. Just a little bit about me. NLP trainer, coach trainer. I'm me. I do what I do and I do because I love it. I'm also an investor. I've been an investor longer than a coach and trainer. I learned about investing when I was young, and I'll just give you a brief outline on how I ended up making money or getting excited by money. I had my first job when I was a little kid. It would have been like 9 years old. You can get cans of Coke or bottles of Coke, and they were like 10 cents each or 5 cents each. And I used to get all the cans, and I'd get excited at Christmas time or New Year's Eve because we could make more. Started washing cars. With some of my friends would go and would wash my parents' car, the neighbor's car, the cars down the street. Time I was starting high school, I had a car washing run where I would go around my neighborhood and I would knock on doors, knock, 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 knock. Would you like your car washed? $5. After a few weeks, I learned which houses would say yes, and some houses would say next week or maybe next time. So obviously I went to those houses again. But after a couple of months of washing cars, it was really easy. I could just go out, go around the block and just wash car, knock, knock, no one home, wash car, knock, knock, you know, really, really easy. I learned how to make money for myself and be self-sufficient. My first actual job, the legal working age in my country is 14. My first job was 14, working in the local show every time the show came to town and working on the farm. Working on the farm was wonderful. Ever since working on the farm, I've never worked hard. I've never really worked hard before. Sorry, I never really worked hard since. The farm work was hard. If you think you've done it hard, congratulations. The farm work was hard. But I learned that most people would do the bare minimum and few people would do the extra. I would always do a little extra. Core principle, go the extra mile. Go the extra mile. That's one of my beliefs. One of my beliefs is go the extra mile. It's worked for me. Some people will go a mile short and do more. I believe in going the extra mile. I went through high school. Look, my parents didn't have much money. My parents having a lack of money, and my whole family history was a lack of money. So I wanted to create financial freedom. When I finished high school, or when I was finishing high school, I asked the guidance counselor. I asked him, what job can I do, or what should I study in order to make money? The guidance counselor told me, be an accountant. I said, no, I want to learn how to make money, not count it. How do I learn to make it? He's like, oh, he had a bit of a puzzled look on his face. Entrepreneuring was a really new thing, and I didn't even know how to spell the word, let alone what an entrepreneur was. But I finished high school and studied a little bit of business for 1-2 years, and I started a job in hospitality or fast food. While working in fast food, I learned more about serving people and managing small business. Then I went and joined the army. I actually joined the army to get away from my friends, to get away from my environment. The place I was at, a lot of my friends used to smoke marijuana and drink. Not such a big deal, but they did. So did I. But around this point, they started doing other drugs. And I left, and I could see where my life was headed. I could see the pathway they were going, and I'm like, So I joined the army and straight away got away from it all. My very first year in the army, I'm talking like basic training and then like a basic salary, and it slowly got up. But after 1 year, I had enough money for a deposit for a house. My colleagues were drinking and having fun. I was reading books like How to Make Money Made Simple, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki, Cash Flow Quadrant. I was reading these kind of money books. So while my friends and most 21-year-olds were drinking and having fun, I was riding a bicycle and saving for my first property. But I bought my first properties in 2003, properties. I bought 2 together. A couple of years later, I bought a big mansion. I went through a divorce and lost half of the money. But purely because of that head start, from about 2008 onwards, I've only done what I'm passionate about. If I don't like it, I don't do it. I haven't had to have a job since then. Some things I learned, but this is one of the key things. I've met thousands of people trying to create abundance, and I've met a few people that are. I've met thousands that are trying and a few that are. And you can succeed. You can, but you need to be very aware or very hungry. Hungry to make money. If you're very hungry to make money, you'll find a way. But I don't necessarily believe in this very hungry to make money way. I much prefer the very aware pathway. Being ecological, coming from the heart, delivering value. You see, the tricky thing about money is it's easier to lose it than find it. Would anyone here be happy to find $100 on the street? Everyone would be happy to find $100 on the street. Okay. Who would be happy to lose $100 on the street? No one? All right. Okay. So it's natural that it's going to be easier to, yeah. No one wants to lose it, but it's actually a lot easier to lose money than to find it. Yeah. Everyone is looking around. Everyone wants to find it. Everyone wants to make it, you know. But the thing is, it's so much easier to lose money. If you go to a restaurant, I mean, think about it. If you go to let's say you want to go to a Mongolian restaurant, you might have to look on the internet. Where is a Mongolian restaurant? Or look up at Google Maps or whatever, look up Mongolian restaurant. So you got to look it up. And then you see, oh, how many stars does it have? Oh, it's got a negative review. Now, all it takes is a negative review or something bad and you don't go. Okay, now you find a Mongolian restaurant, the reviews are good, and you go. You get to the restaurant and it's closed. Another Mongolian restaurant, you know, there's so many things that have to be right in order for you to get into the restaurant. Right time, right location, it's got to look good, it's got to have reviews, it's got to have food, it's got to have stock, all this kind of stuff. Then you get to the restaurant, you got to get served, and if the waiter's really rude, or if there's a cockroach on the table, you're out of there. Yeah. There's a whole pile of things that can go wrong. Yeah. Then you get your food, you eat your food, you know, and then at the end of all this, you pay. So you have to go through this big, long process before money is actually exchanged. There's a lot of things that can go wrong. Some people like to create funnels, business funnels, sales funnels, funnel hacking, or business hacking, or websites where you make a website and you make money from the website. It sounds great. But if you're making a website or a business, you got to recognize that there is a long process to get through. Yeah. So it's very easy for things to go wrong. So it's kind of so much easier for things to go wrong that people generally will make the mistakes and they will give up before they get to the end. Most businesses will fail in the first 5 years. Few will actually get through. You can. Got to keep going, got to keep learning. But it's kind of like nature is against you because it's so much easier to lose it than to make it. There are countless programs out there on money mindset, but a lot of these programs are actually making money from you rather than for you or serving you. Some will actually help you. We just got to determine which ones will, which ones won't. There's a few problems with these as well, which we'll cover. Now, what I've found, I can be wrong, I actually believe, I really truly believe there are lots of ways to make financial abundance. There's lots of ways to make it. Could be real estate, could be a job, could be investments, could be coaching, could be training, could be a whole pile of things. Most people with the net wealth under 3 million, I'm talking people that have 1 or 3 million in the bank, they normally do it with a job, a job. So it's important to consider what you actually want, because if you just want $1 or $2 million, you might be better off having a job. Yeah. But if you want to make more than 1, 2, 3 million, you might need to do a lot more of investments and business systems. If you want to make more than, say, 5 million, you need business systems that make money while you sleep. But with money, there are steps and there are levels. If you're going to go for, say, multi-millions, you need business systems that work for you while you're asleep. If you just want to create $1 million for yourself, you can do that with a job. Nothing wrong with making it as a job. Either way, as a job or a business, you don't want to be leaking money and losing money all over the place. But I think it's really important people know that they can succeed with just a job, especially if they're, say, under 40, because You know, most of the money I made, it was like most of the money I made was like 8 years of hard work and putting that 8 years into property and then going around the world and pursuing my passion, coaching. Compound interest is amazing. So is compound education. Does anyone understand what I mean by funnel hackers? I know Ray does, russellbronson.com. Funnel hacking or business hacking is a very popular thing for, it's a entrepreneur niche. They show us how to copy websites, how to copy funnels. Doesn't work so well. MLM, multi-level marketing, you know, like Dotira or Herbalife. And then you got these products on social media, people selling coaching on social media and get rich quick programs. Most of these programs have a very low success rate, very low. But they can be a good form of education. Can I see who knows what multi-level marketing is? Great. Can be a great way to learn, hey? Do you know anyone that's really made good financial freedom from it? How many people do you know, Jay? Just one or two? Couple?
I know two.
Two.
Mm. They are both the top level in their sphere.
And how well do you know them? Are they like in your inner circle? Close?
The guy with the product I still, deal with but he moved overseas.
Very few people succeed with multi-level marketing. The idea of multi-level marketing is that people don't succeed. Yeah, but they sell it a little bit, right? Multi-level marketing, they're like a pyramid scheme, but they actually have a product normally, and the people at the top sell, the people below sell, the people below sell, and it's constantly requiring people below. Yeah, it's selling hope to the hopeless. But some of the MLM products are actually good. I actually bought an MLM product myself. I tried MLM for I thought I was going to try MLM for 6 months, but once I actually got to know the product, I dropped it because I spent 6 months, maybe 6 months looking for a good MLM product so that I could learn. And one MLM product was a Herbalife, and I had some protein powder at the time and multivitamins. So I tried the Herbalife. Herbalife has this protein, but they actually add sugar and stuff to it. You don't add sugar to protein. I joined a travel one, and the travel one, basically with the travel one, it's only good for people that fly and travel a lot. And when you fly and travel and book hotels, that's when you save a lot of money. So it's absolutely great. That's the one I joined. I fly all the bloody time. It doesn't work. So I bought this MLM program and I'm supposed to get discounts on flights and none of it worked. But the people above me in the pyramid made money. These funnel hackers, multi-level marketing, social media products, what a lot of these products do is the product itself may cost $40, but they'll sell it for $100. And it's got a big fat commission structure. So they can be good if you want to learn about selling or get comfortable with selling, but they're not a way to make money. Yeah. Unless you're starting your own. By the way, let's start one. No. I don't know if I would ever actually start one. Now I'm going to tell you straight up, and I'm going to use us as an example. So Adrian here, look, we sell coaching and training. We have this NLP program online. People can buy part 1 for $450, part 2 for $350, or $800 for the whole lot, right? People can study this course online and they can learn all the basics of NLP. We also have this training we do in Bali, or this year in Chiang Mai, about $4,000. We go there, 10 days training, amazing. $9,000 graduate certificate of neuro-linguistic programming. Amazing program, absolutely amazing. Now, all these NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, is amazing, and it will really help you level up your mind. It'll give you the skills to shape your mind, shape your beliefs and everything. A lot of companies sell this and they talk about, we'll help you make 6 figures in 6 months. I got kids nearby. Ball. No one makes 6 figures in 6 months unless they already have all this experience and training already. If they're already a coach and everything, then maybe they can make it in 6-12 months. If they've already got the business skills, maybe they can just do the coaching skills. But why I'm highlighting this is that this is what I sell. And I'll tell you, this is amazing for your training and your mind, but I will not say you'll make 6 figures in 6 months, because I don't believe it. I can't guarantee it. I can't even get anywhere near it. And most of all, most people, most coaches won't make 6 figures. Most people that do our training don't make that kind of money. Those that have, because a lot of our graduates do make that and more than that. But the thing is, they haven't done it in 6 months. They've been learning coaching for years, or they've been in a role coaching, training, mentoring for years. And we've just given them some of the framework or some self-belief or helped them unlock. But I will not preach this, make 6 figures in 6 months, because it's BS. Yet on social media, in these programs that sell on social media, multi-level marketing, yeah, even a lot, probably 90% of the low quality NLP, 90%, they will sell you and they will say, we'll help you make 6 figures in 6 months, or we'll show you how you can be a millionaire in 2 years. BS, BS, yeah? And the reason I'm sharing this is because to really be financially abundant, I believe it requires a high level of integrity and alignment. I'm totally aligned in saying our product will help you shift your mindset, but I'm not going to say it's going to help you make 6 figures. There's billions of dollars being made in coaching. Most of that money is going to the companies that train coaches. Yeah? There's a lot of furfies, a lot of fluff. Hence, I'm very happy to share with you the real deal. You can make 6, 7, 8 figures in coaching, and maybe in an MLM. No, unlikely. You can make really good money in coaching, and you can do it with or without social media marketing. For anyone that's a coach, remember that. Because in these Facebook groups, WeChat groups, they don't believe this. I gave a talk about making money as a coach 5 years ago in Sydney. I had maybe 20 people in the room, and I told them you can scale to 6, 7 figures, 7 figures, without doing social media marketing. Everyone in the room was like, no, you can't. They were all kind of brainwashed into thinking they had to have these whiz-jizz social media profiles. You can scale without social media marketing. You can scale with social media marketing. Social media marketing is one way. There are many ways. To get more financially abundant, we need technical skills. Yeah? Technical skills. Whatever you're selling, yeah? You're selling websites. You're selling yourself as a manager. You're selling yourself as a marketer. You're selling yourself as a coach. You got to up the level of those technical skills and focus on the technical skills, yeah? Then you got to focus on your business skills, running the business, yeah? Now, if you're a manager in a job, great, be a great manager in the job, but you also maybe have some business skills there of selling yourself to your employer. Negotiating a rise with your employer. It's a bit of a business skill. And then we have this life skills, life mastery. Like, can you get yourself to higher levels? How do you motivate yourself to higher levels? So there's 3 general areas there: technical, business, and life. Which matter? They all do. So there's a lot of furfies out there, but the truth is you can succeed. But don't get lost in that fake stuff or that false stuff, yeah? There's a webinar coming up next week, probably Grant Cardone, Tony Robbins, Russell Brunson, you know, all these kind of big names. They're all doing seminars. They're all on the stage, and they've all got thousands of people watching, maybe 10, 20 thousands of people watching. They're all paying $7, $70, $700, or $7,000 for the front row, or $70,000 for a private thing, or to learn from some guru up the front. Guru gets rich, and the guru plays the guru role, and all the suckers believe in the guru. Guru gets rich, doesn't always give the right information. One of the gurus was selling AI stuff. Some AI hackers were like, that's old news. You know, there's a lot of bad stuff getting sold. I have a bit of an anti-guru model, especially the graduate certificate. We have an anti-guru model. We teach and we train you, and you got to be your own guru. For those that are more evolved, there's an existential crisis. A lot of people grow up with mum and dad telling them what to do. Daddy knows best. Papa knows best. Papa or the Pope, pastor, preacher, they know best, and they got to tell us. But don't limit yourself to any of that. It's hard work, but we are our own guru. You are your own guru. Now pause this for a second. A lot more to come. Questions so far? I'm just going to check the chat window. Thanks for backing us up there. Someone in the chat has complimented MLMs are an endless rabbit hole. Gained valuable experience in recruiting people or speaking to people from the MLM. That was valuable. Thanks for sharing that, Dr. Stephanie. MLMs can be a good way to step up, to get brave, to get a social network, yeah? Can be good for learning that kind of stuff. To make bigger, like to make millions, there's a lot of skills required. So learning to sell yourself, learning to connect, learning to serve others, learning maybe body language or whatever, you can learn some of that stuff in MLMs or with an MBA or in a job. So there can be value in starting some of them. Anyone want to ask another question before we get through? All right. Now, when we make decisions are made on emotion, and then we justify them with logic. Evidence right here. Most of the world got COVID vaccinations. Everyone knew, everyone knows, it's a common fact that it takes years. It takes years to create vaccinations. It takes years to prove the efficacy and the safety of vaccines. Yet COVID was done in months, right? Yeah. People were persuaded on emotion and then they justify by logic. Yeah. With this COVID thing, multi-billion-dollar marketing budgets went into COVID. Billions went into marketing the disease, the flu, whatever it was. Billions went into marketing that, yeah? And then billions went into marketing the vaccinations, right? And whatever money was spent on the marketing, they make about tenfold, yeah? COVID was a great transfer of wealth from people to certain places. On the other side of the coin, Mother Nature, sunshine, healthy food, diet, hugs. Hugs were friggin' banned. Yeah. Social proximity, getting together and looking after each other was banned. In a lot of countries, growing your own food is now banned. And these natural solutions are being banned because they make no money. Yeah. There's billions being made on Coca-Cola, next to nothing being made with water. Billions being made with McDonald's and fast food, very little being made on natural organic apples and bananas. Yeah. Now, apples, bananas, sunlight, and hugs, you don't need a marketing budget. They kind of sell themselves. Nature friggin' rocks, people. Nature rocks. But we spend so much time in school and on telly and in jobs that people get a bit brainwashed into thinking the marketing solutions. But look, the trick here is when people have an emotional reaction, like, hey, I got a prize. Okay. The prize is valued at $1 million. The prize is valued at $1 million. Would you like to go in the draw? Would you like to compete for the $1 million? Yep. Yep. Do you get a certain feeling with that? Adrian is doing $1 million prize. If I was really doing it, $1 million prize, you would start to get excited, wouldn't you? Yeah? You'd start to feel it. If you're by yourself, you would start to feel it and you'd be like, oh, is he for real? Is he for real? Yeah? You would feel the emotion and the emotion would drive you, right? Now, if your emotion was skeptical, Adrian's full of it, right? That will also steer your thinking. Yeah? And then I'll tell you the competition, what you have to do. Now, if I have you emotionally and you're hungry for it, you will find a way to make sense and compete for it. Yeah? If you think I'm skeptical, you won't even compete for it. People are motivated and make their decisions on emotions. Then they justify it by logic. So if you're selling an incredible coaching package, but it doesn't pull the emotional strings, you might lose. You can be selling the greatest product in the world, like natural solutions, hugs, good health, positivity, but you might lose out to a company that sells negativity because they got a bigger marketing budget. That's just the world we work in. Because we have a world where we have humans and we have corporations, and corporations don't have a soul. It allows the transfer of, anyway. Let's say 2 products. Product A, 5 days fast track program. Now we're talking about AI or NLP or coaching. 5-day fast track. Yeah. People are raving about the product. You see the audience and they're like dancing on tables and it feels good. And they're going to teach you how to make 6 figures in 6 months or your money back, you know. Get on the telephone, you got a good salesman. You know, the salesman is very likable. He's charismatic. He sounds wonderful, you know, and the salesman's there and he sounds great. You know, it gives you really good feelings, you know. Glitter, lots of colors, lots of sparkle, lots of pretty stuff. And then there's product B. Product B says 50 days slow and steady program. We're going to teach you NLP over 50 days. Not so many people do it because most people prefer the short course. And to tell you the truth, there's hard work in product B. We'll teach you how to master your mindset, and you're talking to the salesman right now. Being a successful coach takes time. And you can go the slow, steady path with me. Slow and steady, and grow your skills and work on yourself. Now, if I give you a picture of my course and it's in black and white, and it states the facts, and it states the logic, and it makes great sense. It's in black and white and it has a logic. But the other one has color, sound. You see people dancing on tables and people on camera go, wow, it was the best training of my life. I feel like I'm a new person. Yeah. People see that product A and it pulls the heartstrings. So people end up buying product A. People end up buying product A. What's product A? The vaccination. What's product B? Being a healthy body, working on yourself. There's a thing in the human brain that goes, I can have that in 5 days. Oh, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. 5 days, I can have that. I don't believe it. But what if I could? And the salesman's like, I was once like you. Then I did this training, and in 5 days, I turned my life around, and now I'm a billionaire. Yeah. But the thing is, people buy product A more than product B. For the NLPs in the house, what kind of submodalities is product A? What kind of submodalities would you put product A in? Now, product B, my product, I'm going to say it's black and white and logic. Black and white doesn't sell. It's not sexy. Colors, bright, big. Yeah. So product A, the fast track, these ones actually become more popular in the NLP world as well. There's this NLP school. It's not called fast track, and it's not called American Bravo something of NLP, but it's extremely close to them. And what they've done is they've got the 28-day training and they've shortened it down to like 5 days now. And that's what 98% of NLPers do, is a product A. But those that are on the screen, if the camera's on, they're all doing product B. And they're working on themselves every day. So fast track, get rich quick programs, glamorous marketing badges. They use a high referral fee, a high commission, and it appeals to the emotional brain so people buy it. The product B there, the slow and steady hard work. We use little to no referral fees, commission, and we appeal to the logic and the realistic mindset. But if you want to look at sales, product A. Now, you notice I haven't even put money in, because money is a bit irrelevant. Because if you get the emotional strings, the money becomes less relevant. People buy so much from emotions that the money becomes irrelevant. For anyone that's good with money, or invest in the market or invest in properties, the emotions are the problem. And all investors know this. If you're an investor, you've got to be able to separate from the emotions and look at the logic. So investors do programs like ours, right? Because they know it's black and white. It doesn't matter. It's the facts. Yeah. But most people will go for the colorful brochure and the get rich quick that plays on the heartstrings, right? Now, you might want to do this with your product as well. So if you've got a genuine heart-centered product, you've got to be aware of this. It doesn't matter how much logical sense your product has. You may have to glamour it up and do some marketing tricks and hacks so people buy your stuff. And if you actually come from the heart place and have a great product, especially if it's a product B, you're going to have to utilize some of that product A emotional brain so that people actually buy your product. Because if you have a heart-centered product, a lot of your customers are going to be buying crappy alternatives. There's a gentleman in my country that sells thousands of product A, and I've met his graduates and they don't even know the basics. They have no friggin' idea. They sell thousands and thousands and thousands, right? Now, if you're coming from the heart center, what I do with some of my guys, I say, look, if you don't sell good enough, your customers are going to end up with product A's. If you don't do a good job, people are going to walk away with product A's. Product B is where it's at. Nature, slow and steady. A lot of people try to make money off crypto. Going to make a couple of $1 million in 1 year of crypto. Bull. Yeah. The people that have made millions of crypto, yeah? Anyone here know people that have made millions of crypto? I think I know maybe 2 or 3. I know 2 or 3 made, yeah, lots of money with crypto, lots. And when did they buy the crypto? Years ago? Way back, yeah? So for years, they held on to crypto that was worthless. And then suddenly 2018, yeah? And then 2020 again, woo, yeah? But I don't know anyone that's made millions in crypto and they've bought in the last 4, 5, 6 years. All the people I know that made millions in crypto, they bought 10 plus years ago. Now, you might say that they made all their money in 2 years. Because these people that bought crypto, they made millions, right? Their crypto went like this. And in 2018, in 1 year, it went zoop, so that they made whopping money in that much time. But what they won't say is they actually had the crypto for this much time. Yeah. A lot of the times when you hear about the overnight success story, the overnight success story is often 6 years in the making. 6 years in the making to become an overnight success. And that's why in that first slide, I said, I've met thousands of people trying and a few that have succeeded. Because most people are trying A, fast track, get rich quick, but it's slow and steady wins the race. There is a wonderful book out there, The Millionaire Next Door. The Millionaire Next Door. I think it became a series. Yep, The Millionaire Next Door. He classifies two types of multimillionaires. Two types of millionaires. It's good to write down. Two types of millionaires. Ones that make it through saving. Working hard and saving. They will sacrifice their time to save. They will shop around and get a good deal. They will slowly buy a house and get a good deal. The other half of the millionaires don't shop around. And the other half are like doctors, surgeons, very high hourly pay. And because they have a very high hourly pay, they work a lot of hours. And when they don't work, they spend money easily. So when it comes to buying a house, they don't have time to waste. So when it comes to buying investments, they won't shop around. They'll do it quick. They make all their money from their hourly rate. Now, the first time makes their money by saving and investing. The other type make it through having a high hourly rate. They're the two basic splits from The Millionaire Next Door. Great resource. I highly recommend that book. One of many one of a handful of books, yeah. So I tapped on this a little bit already. So what we got to do though, we got to utilize emotion and logic. Use lots of emotion and logic. Do this with our marketing, our goals, our milestones, our day-to-day flow. Yeah. This is a big point, you know, but we got to set up our day so that we're productive, effective, you know, not getting stuck and procrastinating and that kind of stuff. So we've got to use our emotion and our logic. It means you might have to get better in it. You know, sitting on a cushion, lighting candles, manifesting, great, but it needs to be backed up by action. Emotion alone, no, we need both. So can you align your head and your heart? Some people really can, especially those that have done the work. Yeah, you do the work, you get alignment. Constant procrastination, sabotage, perfectionism, burning out, laziness, all this are forms of misalignment. My team says, Adrian, please do some marketing. And I'm like, yeah, I'll try. You know, one day later, I'm like, nah. Nah, I don't feel like it. I should be able to manipulate my feelings, right? I can. But the thing is, it's not aligned for me. So I don't do a lot of marketing myself. I've got a wonderful team that does that. But anyway, you need to be able to align your head and heart. So goal one for you guys, gaining adjustment with head and heart. Make sure you do this. If you have a big goal or a vision, that goal and vision has to align with your head and your heart. The goal has to make the logic, has to make the sense, right? But it also needs to pull your heart. Second goal, being able to adjust your values and beliefs. What you value today might be different from tomorrow. And if you get to your first million or your second or your third million, or you're going up from 10 to 100, you're going to have to adjust your value and belief system. You know, if you're saving you're on your way to your first $100,000, right? Your values might be work is a very high value. My job is a very high value. Yeah. If you don't have $100,000, your work might be a very high value. because your job gives you an hourly rate and you can save that money. But once you get to $100,000, even $50,000, you're going to start thinking, especially today. A friend of mine is saving their money. They're working very hard. They're working very hard. They're saving their money. I'm going to make up some numbers here, okay? I think in the last year, they've saved $20,000. In the last financial year, they've saved $20,000. And their savings total is $50,000. So they've now got $50,000, and in the last year, they've saved 20. Great, yeah, great. The thing is, in the last year, because of inflation, in the last year, their $50,000 is now worth $45,000. Their $50,000 is now worth $45,000 or even $40,000. Inflation is eating away their money almost as fast as they're saving it. You can save your way to 10,000, 20,000. Maybe you can save your way to 50,000. Depending on your salary, you might be able to save, but you can only save yourself so much. Saving only gets you so far. And with very high rates of inflation, like 5, 10% inflation, you've got to be getting more than that with your savings. Otherwise, you're going backwards. It's very easy to go backwards today because of inflation. And you guys know what causes inflation? If you want, please tap away in the chat window. What causes inflation? I'm going to read the chat window. I've got some great comments in the chat window. Stephanie, if you like the mastermind system, we got some gold. But yeah, authentic faith is So who creates inflation? Overflowing of currency. Estrelito, it's not supply and demand. Or partly it's supply and demand. Actually, I guess it is supply and demand. So who is making the demand? All of us people. Who makes the supply? Governments, central banks. And the thing is, governments and central banks print way too much money. And by printing tons of money, they get out of debt. So governments printing money gets the governments out of debt, and it takes everyone's savings. So the inflation is actually a transfer of wealth from the lower to middle classes up to those. Sorry, but inflation is like a tax. Inflation is pretty much a tax. And if you're saving your first $10,000, that's not so important for you. But if you're going towards $100,000, and inflation is really important to you. And if you're 100,000 to say 5 million, inflation is really important, and you got to get on top of that. So you can see there's like levels. Hence, it's important that you can adjust your value and belief system as you go up the values. Your first 10 grand, save a lot perhaps. Does anyone here have an IE or someone helping them at home? Someone that actually comes into your home and does the dishes or looks after the kids? Okay, it might be soon that you will. Yeah? You might reach a point soon where it becomes economical and worthwhile for you to hire someone to help you at home. And you're like, but I can do this stuff. No, but you might have to hire someone to help you. If you start with getting more and more money or more business, it might become mandatory that you hire someone. Yeah. Your hourly rate will increase. When I was young, my hourly rate on the farm, $20, $15. And then over the years, my hourly rate goes up and goes up and goes up and goes up and goes up. I think now my hourly rate is, I won't say what it is, right? But every hour I actually do work, it is quite high. So now I have to don't really have to, but I'll say I have to have help. I have to spend money. I have to stop counting. Yeah, because if I counting the money, I'm losing money by stopping to count it. But when I was young and saving my first money, I would count and double count to make sure. There are levels of wealth, and you got to keep adjusting your mindset as you go up. Launching a new business, getting to new milestones, you got to keep adjusting your mindset. So goal 2 there. It is incredibly important that you can adjust your mindset. You can adjust your values and beliefs. We're going to cover that in a couple of slides. Goal 3 there, being able to maintain resourceful states. Once you know what your goal is and you have your goals, you just got to maintain resourceful states to get there. Creativity. Yeah, creativity. As an NLP, I can turn on creativity in a flash. I can turn on creativity. I can turn on flow. I can turn on high performance states, and also important, relaxation. Our NLP is based off learning the strategies to do this. A lot of the strategies are automatic, but this is 3 really good goals, I think, for everybody. Now, this is one way to look at it. At our core, we have our identity. This is one way of looking at it. At our core, our identity, and then we have values. I'm Adrian, and I value health. I value wealth. I value my family. I value love. I value helping other people achieve their dreams. In each of those, there's more. We got the beliefs around them. We might have to work in our core identity. We have a couple of Australians here. Australians, true blue Australians, we have at our core Aussie battler. Yeah, and Australians, we come from convicts. So at our identity, a lot of Australians have the Australian battler or the underdog. So we have a poor identity at heart. Got to change and update our identity, change our values, change our beliefs. Exercise 1 for you to come, because our beliefs shape our perception, our reality. If we believe making money is hard, it will actually be hard. If we believe money grows on trees and money is easy, it will become easier. I really, truly believe I struggle to even say it. Making money isn't just easy. Making money is natural. Yeah? We are value creating machines. We are human beings. We have hands, we have fingers, we got this amazing mind. We have our emotional mind and reptilian. We are amazing creatures. Creating value is something that human beings just naturally do. The only thing is that a lot of our society has kind of brainwashed us with poor mindset. Making money and making value is the natural state of human beings. Human beings have been getting together for millions of years. People have been getting together and creating value. Creating value in abundance is our human nature. It's just the society programming has messed us up. It is completely natural to be abundant. You can't tell me 2024, with all this technology we have, we should be struggling to pay off our houses. Hell no. It should be easier than ever for everyone to have a house. It just hasn't quite worked that way due to social engineering and this thing called economies. There is really only abundance in this world. Now, you're either abundant in debt or you're abundant in credit. Yeah? So I truly believe at my identity level, I'm abundant, I'm worthy, I'm good enough, and I'm doing the do. This last one might be important for a lot of you. You're doing the do. It might be hard to stand in front of a mirror and say, I'm wealthy. It might not quite be true for you yet, but you can stand in front of the mirror and say, I am creating more wealth. I am learning how to be wealthier. We have our financial mindset, high and congruent values for creating abundance of wealth and health. Yep. So at the core, I have my identity, and around my identity, I have my financial mindset. Yeah. It's high and it's congruent for value creating. And I really believe we are creating an abundance. Yeah. We just need to have good supports and beliefs around it. By the way, are you able to back yourself? Are you able to back yourself financially? Are you able to hire a coach, hire an accountant, hire someone to help you? If you're not able to hire those people, if you're not able to back yourself, then we're going to have a challenge. You need to be able to back yourself, invest in yourself. It's funny because the school system and the university system, lots of people are very familiar with growing a big debt for university, yet they will get scared about investing $1,000 in a coach or $2,000-$3,000 in a coaching program. They get scared, but another $10,000 in student loans, yep, no problem. So along with this identity and the financial mindset, there's actually some financial skills that we all need. You need to have these financial skills. You need to be good with money management. You need to be able to work spreadsheets, evaluating deals, cutting losses, investing. Does anyone use Excel spreadsheet regularly? Yeah. Can I have hands up and in the chat window? Can you put up your hands or write a comment? Are you using spreadsheets? Yeah. So I have a spreadsheet and you can also access this. I used to do it every month. Every month I would open up a spreadsheet. I would put in my bank balances. Yeah. I would put in how much stock, how much crypto, how much whatever I had. Yeah. On the side, I had cash flow in and out, but every month I would measure and manage my wealth. Every month I would measure and manage my wealth. What is measured is managed. Yeah. What's measured is managed. So some of the core skills with making money is being able to count it. Another one is being able to evaluate deals, decision making, yeah, cutting losses, investing. There's a whole pile more skills in investing. Most people understand compound interest, but do you understand compound education? Compound education is when you invest in education that grows and grows and grows. While you can learn to use a computer program, I suggest learning how to learn. Learning how to learn. Learning how to manage. Learning how to lead. Learning emotional intelligence. Bit more, slightly higher skills. Lower level financial skills, using tech, using AI, using OPM and OPT. Anyone know what OPM is? Not opium. OPM, other people's money. Other people's money, other people's time. Yeah. A lot of people, when they buy a house, they use the bank money. A lot of investors will use other people's money. If you're having staff, you're using other people's time. There's only abundance. Now, here's a couple of links for you. I've got a course here. You guys are welcome to buy the course if you want. I don't care. It's normally $970 US. If anyone wants to buy it, if you do want to buy it, you can buy it for $100 today or tomorrow. If you want, you can buy it for $100 today or tomorrow. I haven't sold it for a long time. You can check out the course there, $970 USD. You can buy it for $100 today or tomorrow. My other website there, adriancahill.com, resources. See if I can open this one up. Hey, on the screen, can you see my webpage now? Or do you still see PowerPoint? PowerPoint? The second link there takes you to my page, Adrian Cahill Resources. Right here where it says free stuff. Yeah, that's it right there, free stuff. So right here, I made these. I've been making these over the last 15 or so years. A little talk about the success principles. Here we go here. This is my accounting trial balance. I talked about this with Monday Morning Motivation a while ago. So this is where I can teach you how to do a trial balance. I'll give you an Excel version, a Google version, and a YouTube video showing you how to do it. That's how you figure out how much money you're worth. You got to know your net wealth. Values chart. This is a great thing I used to do. You're welcome to get that. Free, free, free. Here's a daily reprogram journaling. Free, free, free. Bit of coaching, a couple of talks. Here we go. Here we go. So you can see this here. This is a Myers-Briggs personality assessment. This is better than most of the free ones you'll ever see, and I made this myself. I feel old. I made this a decade ago, but with this test, it actually breaks down your Myers-Briggs, and it's very important. It gives you a percentage. If you are 51% E, you're not E. Most people get Myers-Briggs wrong because they end up with a result like ENTJ, and that's bullshit. If you're 51% E, you're not E, you're in the middle, right? So mine will actually give you a percentage, and then if you read in there, it'll actually break down the Myers-Briggs of a few multi-millionaires or billionaires, yeah? So that's a really good Myers-Briggs, and it'll tell you other people with financial success, how they've done it. And on the right side here, how to raise awareness of money blockages. So right here, there is a financial test. And in that financial test, you'll see some of the beliefs in there. What else? Rapid. Another one here. I made this to get over COVID. A friend had COVID. They listened to this like, I don't know, 6, 7 times, and it went. Here's one. Completely healed in 3 days. There's a test here for relationships. I made this test for relationships. Hypnotic gratitude, gratitude morning. Right. So you can have all that for free if you like. And there's the financial one there. So if you want to buy that program, it talks about it. We've got that set up so the program goes slowly. It doesn't give you everything in one hit like this session. It goes a bit slowly.
In February 2024, we embarked on a transformative journey in the heart of Bali, where minds were empowered, connections were built, and breakthroughs were achieved.
Hey guys, we're here having the time of our life. The time of our life. It's a combination of learning new stuff and celebrating all the growth and the transformation we've had this year.
As the sun set on our time in Bali, a new adventure awaits us in Chiang Mai, 2025.
Hey, a couple of important things if you want to come down to get the most out of this. I ask everyone to make a shopping list before coming here, a shopping list. New behaviors, new beliefs, perhaps value systems, or maybe a whole new identity. So before everyone comes, they create a bit of a wish list, a bit of a shopping list. And while we're here, we make it happen. Now that pre-course, we actually include a lot of our, like the training that we sell for thousands of dollars, we actually include that in a lot of our training. So when you come along, you're gonna get access to that and go through it and make this trip absolutely dynamite for you.
Join us as we continue our journey of growth and transformation. Together, we thrive. See you in Chiang Mai.